What's up, y'all? I got a comment from a subscriber. Actually, he has a question, and surprised nobody has ever asked me this before, but said, how did you get into wrestling? What was your favorite periods, and when did you stop watching? Okay, get into this. I got into wrestling when I was a kid, okay, in the 80s. I can't remember the exact date, the exact year, but all I can remember is watching TV in my mom's room with my brother on Saturday, and I just remember starting out watching then. I don't know the first episode I watched. All I knew about was Hulk Hogan, you know what I'm saying? The Ultimate Warrior, Jake the Snake Roberts, you know what I'm saying? The Honky Tonk Man, the $1 Million Man, you know, just like all of them. Virgil, fucking Ravishing Rick Rude, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. If you want to talk to me about my favorite periods, it was the 80s and it was the 90s with the whole Attitude Era, you know what I'm saying? That was the time. Oh my God, both of them. I mean, because the 80s was the first golden age of wrestling. It really went mainstream. You got what I'm saying? That's when everybody was big. I mean, I don't think there'll ever be a time like that. Well, I can never say never. Never say never. Because when the Attitude Era came around, the Monday Night Wars, when that all started, I never thought they would eclipse the time period with Hulk Hogan. You got what I'm saying? And then we got our second Hulk Hogan. Stone Cold Steve Austin. We got him. And then came the Brahma Bull. Now, this was crazy to me because, okay, you get a Hulk Hogan. You don't know when you're going to get a Hulk Hogan again. You got what I'm saying? But then you get Stone Cold Steve Austin, who, according to the numbers, eclipsed or at least beat out Hulk Hogan's popularity. You got what I'm saying? At his height of popularity, he was bigger than Hogan. You got what I'm saying? And then when The Rock came along, it was like having two Hogans. How you got two Hogans in the same fucking era? The only thing I can compare it to is Hogan and the Warrior at the Warrior's height in popularity. You got what I'm saying? Or Hogan and Macho Man. You got what I'm saying? That's the only way I can compare them to. And we had our Ric Flair of the Attitude Era, Triple H, one of the best heels to ever fucking live. Yo, period. One of the greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like, to have all that with the Undertaker running that constant line of power from the 80s to the 90s. Something is different about the Undertaker. He's that common denominator. You know what I'm saying? With something about him that, you know, at times he was more popular than a lot of stars, and at times he wasn't. But he was just that, I don't know, he was like that steady line. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever wanted to fuck with the Undertaker. We had Kane come along in the 90s. All that. Oh my God, man. Like, those two eras are the fucking best. You know what I'm saying? I can't say more about them, you know? I gotta tell you this, I never watched WCW when I was a kid. I hated WCW. And for some reason it just didn't have the flair that I want, no pun intended, but it didn't have the flair of WWF to me. Because WWF, I guess, was more superhero cartoony, which I guess works for kids more. So that's what I came into when I was a kid. And I remember, for some reason, there was a break. And I didn't watch wrestling for years. And then I started to hear about this whole NWO. And, you know, at the time I was watching wrestling with WWF, I started getting back into that. You know, it was around the time when Stone Cold was feuding with Bret Hart. When he was just starting to get his thing going, you know. Shawn Michaels was doing his thing. And, you know, and then, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I defected. I went straight to WCW, man. Oh my God, Bill Goldberg. You know the year Bill Goldberg shot up. He was he beat out Michael Jordan that year for popularity. Yo, man, Hulk Hogan going bad. Hollywood, oh my God, man. Hollywood Hogan was the fucking shit. He would come out there and cut fucking 5, 6 minute, 10-minute promos. Eric Bischoff holding the mic in front of him and him just running. Well, you know something, Bischoff? You know, he would just go on his tirade, telling people what was up, what the NWO was going to do, and it was just too sweet. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that era, man, Ahmed Johnson, that was my boy in the WWF. I don't care none of y'all say back then. Ahmed Johnson was the shit, but I heard he kept fucking people up. Diesel, Psycho Sid, Mankind, Kane. Oh my God. Then, toward the end, like when, I don't know if this was still the Attitude Era, but I remember, I tell you this, I never had more respect for Shawn Michaels than when he came back. Because I was like, did he fucking leave? He got in there looking softer and smaller than he did when he left. And he was still doing the same shit. The same way, the same speed, the same accuracy. So my hat's off to him. When people say he's the greatest in-ring performer of all time, I ain't gonna argue with him, you know what I'm saying? So I got into it in the childhood stage, watching TV with my brother. My favorite periods are the golden age of the 80s, the second golden age of the Attitude Era, the Monday Night Wars. And I'm gonna fit this one in for you. This age is getting on my fucking nerves. He asked me when did I stop watching. I never stopped watching, but I did stop doing my my Raw real time because wrestling right now is really irritating for me to watch. So since it's irritating, I don't want y'all to see me like that on film. It might be a little entertaining for y'all, but it's really a drag to watch it now. Like, I'd rather DVR it and kind of fast forward through the shit that I don't want to see. So I'd rather come in at 9 with a DVR and be able to fast forward through most of the shit. With them saying John Cena's actually, I think people are calling him the second Hulk Hogan because they don't consider Austin one because he wasn't a babyface. He was an anti-hero. He was our second Hogan as far as I'm concerned. Rock was our third Hogan. And to me, them two are the two of the greatest of all time, right behind, man, I'll do that list later. Anyway, like I said, fuck John Cena though. I gotta give him his props though. I was cool with Cena a few years ago before they did whatever they did to him. You know what I mean? All this corny shit. But he is their other Hulk Hogan. I don't know who the next Hulk Hogan is. He's their fourth Hulk Hogan as far as I'm concerned. But I never wanted to punch a wrestler in the face until John Cena came on the scene. Like, I literally would want to walk up and punch him in his face. There's nothing I could do what he'd do about it after I do it, because he could fuck me up, I'm sure. Because he's like 3 times my size and strength. But, you know, y'all got the gist of things. So I never stopped watching it. I'm probably never going to stop watching it. I'm always probably going to be a wrestling fan. So there you go. Got my history on wrestling, y'all. Any more questions? Comment below or hit me in the inbox. I'm going to stop saying hit me in the inbox. Sounds like, I'm not, no. Send me a message in the inbox, okay? Talk to you later.